A very good afternoon, everyone. How are you doing? Today we're going to take a really quick look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, and IOST. Now, to kick this off, we're going to take a look at the 1 hour on Bitcoin, because as you might have noticed, it's starting to look a little bit more grim than it did yesterday, although there really is no reason to worry yet. I've done some charting, and what I've come up with is that we are currently in a Wyckoff distribution phase. What that looks like is this. I'm not going to go into the details of how this works because that would extend the length of this live stream for like 30 minutes. So we're not going to do that. All I'm saying is that we are currently in distribution, and therefore we will very likely go down. However, that being said, I do not believe we are going to enter a full bear cycle yet. The key target for this retracement for me is going to be the 618, which is sitting at 77.50 USD. At that point, I do believe this correction will be pretty much over, and therefore we can continue our journey upwards. That being said, if we do break below 77.50, it might extend the bear market for several months. So that really is something to look out for when you are going to take your positions. And on the longer term, on the 4-hourly, this would match a retest, or some sort of retest of the broken log resistance. I've just painted this in green because this used to be resistance. Now it's support, and we are going to have to retest this support. It is paramount that we stay above the 618. As I've said earlier, the perfect target for this retracement will be 77.50. Below that, things will start to look very, very bad. So that's my short-term Bitcoin analysis. I don't have much time, so I'm going to keep this super short. By the way, if you have any questions, please make sure to put them in the chat box on YouTube so I can answer everything quickly. Next up is Ethereum. And as I've said, I'm going to keep this super short. I have things to do in a moment. There we go. So our buy at 390 USD is still very good. I do not believe Ethereum will go below 390 again. So we are going to take a shorter term look at Ethereum, because long term right now for me doesn't really matter that much. I don't think we're going back to 400 again, or even below that. Now, there are a couple of key levels for Ethereum in play. First of all, the broken logarithmic resistance. We can clearly see a resistance channel formed back in January and February. We have never touched the resistance channel again until recently, when we broke above it. Currently, it looks like we have retested the resistance, which has now become support. Although there is some risk of more downside here. Main reason being, we broke a very significant level, which is the 570 USD level. As you can see, we've had several tests in the past. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4 different retests of this support level. However, after we broke out, we never touched it again. Therefore, I do expect Ethereum to go back down to those levels, which is 570 USD, and basically, go and form some support there, because that has never happened ever since we broke above that level. It's not really anything bad. We've had a massive rally that took us all the way from 360 to 836, which is a 129% increase. So that in itself would have made for a great trade. I took the trade and I intend to, not sell my bag yet. My target for the end of the year is actually at least 1700, 1800, or possibly even 2600. As you can see, that would be the first Fibonacci extension back from the previous high. So I'm gonna keep my bag. That being said, if you didn't buy it, there might be a very good buy opportunity coming your way. So make sure to take advantage of that. Next in line, IOST. Super excited. Yesterday I was having doubts because everything looked, pretty grim for IOST after this, big sell-off. But we did not break support. And as I have said in my private live stream, you all know I have a private group, so you guys don't get to see every live stream. But as I've said, I don't intend on selling until this support breaks. Or, option two, if we reach our target of 1000 Satoshis, which is here, that would be a sell for me as well. Reason being, let me just grab over this whole move. There we go. Now it would be higher, but I like round numbers, so 1000. Let's say 1050. Usually when you see rallies like this, this is a pretty big rally that took us all the way from 190 to 720, which is a 280% increase. Usually they are ended with a very violent move to the upside, and this is called a blow off top. When something is bullish for a very long time, usually people get greedy, everybody starts buying like crazy. And what that's going to look like on the chart would basically be this. You're going to see a very sharp move to the upside, followed by a very sharp dump back to support. And this can actually be seen on EOS as well. Because it already happened here. I'm sorry, I'm on the Bitcoin chart. Here you go. EOS was bullish for a very long period. Then it was followed by some consolidation, and that made people greedy. And this is a logarithmic chart, but if I remove the logarithmic scale, you can clearly see what I mean here. We had a bullish phase all the way from, let's say, November up until February. This was followed by some consolidation. Then people got greedy. We made a massive spike here, and then it was, quickly dumped back to reasonable levels. And this is called a blow off top, and that's what I am going to look for before I sell my IOST. We did have a very nice bull run here, but it's nothing crazy. It's a gradual rise. And there has yet to be some kind of FOMO, because I'm completely missing the FOMO here. We're just calmly trading within this channel, and not much else is happening. So yeah, that would be it. Right now we are up 300% on IOST if you bought when I bought. And we're doing really well, so I'm really fond of this position. Obviously, I would like to note I am not going to sell my whole position when we reach target. I'm just going to sell about 50%, which would give me my investment back twice, and I will still have a very large bag in case this thing does go to the moon before the end of the year. And by to the moon, I just mean 10x, 15x, 20x, I don't know. Now, last but not least, we're going to take a quick look at NULS, because I did post NULS on my Twitter. And I reckon that was about it was 2 weeks ago. because I do remember my buy-in price was 30,000 Satoshis, something like that. The mainnet for NULS, so the actual token, the blockchain for NULS, will be released by the end of this month. Usually this is, before the mainnet releases, usually there will be some sort of large pump or FOMO, because people are going to need the coins that are currently not on the mainnet in order to get the actual NULS blockchain coins. So people are going to want to stack up on those coins in order to get the actual product, and this will drive the price up. We had a nice rally here. Nothing crazy, just took us from 30,000 Satoshis to 47,000 Satoshis. So that's a 50% increase. That's not really what I am looking at before I sell. What I want to see before I sell is at least a break of the previous all-time high, which is currently sitting at 58,000 Satoshis. It really helps that this is a small cap to medium cap coin. The market cap is really low and it is listed on Binance. So what this means is that once this thing goes, it will have access to a lot of volume, namely the Binance volume, which could really, really drive the price pretty high and pretty fast. So in all honesty, I do expect a target of 80,000 Satoshis before the end of this month. We only have 3 weeks left before the mainnet release, and I do expect to blow the previous all-time high and to at least go to the first Fibonacci extension after that. Some key levels. It is very, very important. Actually, it is paramount that we do not break the 382 Fibonacci level. Usually, I do not put any value into the 382. The 618 is the strongest Fibonacci level. As everyone knows, you can see that it has been rejected there. But it is a little bit different for IOST, given that we have had a shit ton of tests of the 382 in the past. So of the 37,000 Satoshi level. So for some reason, this is a highly valued support or resistance, depending on where the price is. And if we break that again and we do dump below it, and I would really like to see a daily close below the 382 Fibonacci before I'm going to call this a failed position. But if we do close on the daily below this level, I will most likely sell my position. That being said, we are currently forming a descending wedge on the 4-hourly chart. Usually this is conceived as a bullish pattern or a continuation pattern of the bullish trend. I have a question from Leon. Are you bearish or bullish on Bitcoin? For the short term, I am bearish, as I've said at the start of this live stream, and you can actually watch it back. For the short term, I am bearish, and by short term, I mean 1, maybe 2 weeks. Next question: how do you trade low volume coins when you have a big amount of Bitcoin? This is very difficult. I can see that's a very good question, actually. It is possible to trade low volume coins when you want to invest, a large amount of Bitcoin into that coin. But it's going to require a lot of patience, first of all, because if you want to buy a significant amount of coins, and I'm just going to take an example here of a micro cap that I really do like and that I own a lot of coins from. If you want to buy a coin like this, you're gonna need a lot of patience, because the daily volume, and I'm just going to pull up CoinMarketCap for this. For Luxcoin, it's only 250,000 USD. So this means about 29 Bitcoins. Let's say you want to buy 100 Bitcoins worth of LUX. If you are going to put 25% of those 100 Bitcoins into LUX, the price is going to skyrocket right away. So what you need to do is spread out your buys over a very long period of time, and basically try to buy small amounts, half a Bitcoin, 1 Bitcoin at a time. This can take several weeks to complete if you want to do it properly. And I cannot say too much about it because I might get arrested, but you will have to basically paint big sell walls to make people sell into your buys, to make people set up sell below your sell walls so you can buy those. And this is a time consuming process that can really be worth it though if you find a gem like Lux and you manage to get a lot of it and it does get on a big exchange, you can make a ton of money. So it's very time consuming, it's very difficult. You can make a very big loss if it goes wrong, because obviously if there's some bad news or the devs run off or whatever, you will never be able to sell your position, so you must consider it lost. On the other side, there is a lot of profit to be made because things like this can easily go 10x, 20x, and maybe even 50x. Yeah, that's right. The bears are coming back. But I do not believe the bears have the strength to push Bitcoin down to 4,000. And this has more so to do with fundamentals rather than technicals, because as you might have seen on the news, Goldman Sachs is going to enter the crypto sphere. We have Soros. We have all kinds of billionaires who are now actually just starting to look at Bitcoin. You might be surprised, but the biggest money is the slowest money, and the large sums of money, and I'm talking hundreds of billions, tens of billions from VCs, pension funds, hedge funds, will be the last to enter the market. And I can honestly say 99% of all hedge funds, pension funds, VCs, whatever, rich individuals have not even bought Bitcoin ever. So once this money comes in, it will be a game changer. And to put this into perspective, the current market cap of all the coins in existence is about, $500 billion. Now let's go to the following chart. I just really like to look at this chart. This is awesome. Here you have all the money in the world visualized. So this is, one-on-one scale of money paired against, everything else. Just for example, on the bottom here, we have a normal house with a car. Then you can see all the gold that's currently into existence. And here you have stacks of money. The way they visualize this is that you have $100 bill, you put this on a crate, then you have a lot of crates, and that builds the money towers. And this is, basically if you could print all the money in the world and you could put it in one location, this is what everything would look like. Crazy, isn't it? Here you have a plane. First you have your financial assets. This is like printed money. That's the first three towers. This is 2.8 trillion. Okay, then you have financial assets, paper money in the world, worldwide, 26 trillion. Next comes the bank credit, loans, easy, 50 trillion. Next you have the US Treasury bills, and so on and so on. Government bonds, 36 trillion. And what really is the most interesting part about this whole money pyramid is this: derivatives. There is currently 1 quadrillion USD, so all the money in the background here is sitting in derivatives. And what are derivatives? I really liked the way that they described it here. In short, derivatives are casino-style bets on value of whatever they choose to bet on, in contract form, made by banks, overseen by no one. So basically, if you have a rock, banks can print money, so they create money out of nothing, and then they bet on, is this rock going to be more valuable or less valuable in the future, and whoever is right gets the money. And it's like one big casino, and there is 1 quadrillion USD currently circulating in this bank casino. This is the money that will come last. Okay, so first, obviously, like, we have money in the bank and we use this money to buy bitcoins. That's what we are doing now. Next come securities, like Apple stocks, blah blah blah, the money that's being traded there, that will be next. Then you will get private business money into the crypto sphere, like hedge funds, VCs, all that. That's worth 300 trillion. And then finally, derivatives will be last to take part of the crypto sphere. This is 1 quadrillion. I'm going to type what that looks like. Now, let's see. Million, billion, trillion, quadrillion. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 zeros. Can you imagine? This is just a very, very small fraction. And to put this into perspective, the internet bubble was about 50 times the size, 50 times the size of the crypto bubble. So back in the year 2000, the internet bubble was 50 times larger than the crypto bubble is right now. And the fun part is, if we look at the amount of money that has entered the market since the year 2000, or, well, enter the market, I say, but basically I mean printed out of nothing, the money supply is much, much, much larger now than it was in that year. So this really is in no comparison yet to a real financial bubble. And to answer your question, Sandy, big investors are buying. If you think like 1 billion, if you think that's a big investor, then you are wrong. That's a small investor if you take it on a bank scale. So yeah, I'm super bullish for 2018. However, on the short term, as I've said, for the people just tuning in, I do believe a correction is coming. I'm just going over this really quickly. This is a Wyckoff distribution pattern, basically meaning that we are going to have to go down from here. Key levels are as follows: 7750 and 8200. Those are the levels you want to look at. If we break the 618, which is the strongest Fibonacci level, at 7750 USD, I do predict a very long-term bear market for Bitcoin. However, I would like to note, more and more alts are being traded against USD. To visualize this, if we take our Litecoin paired against Bitcoin, okay, and we take the unbalanced volume, we go to the daily, you can see, and I would like to take this on Bitfinex, I'm sorry, really quickly. You can see the amount of USD coming in this chart. So this is Litecoin paired against USD. And on the bottom, we have the volume. This is not really important. You can see that the volume right now is far higher than it was at the previous stop. However, Litecoin paired against Bitcoin does not have this volume increase. So the volume right now in Bitcoin is exactly the same as it was at the previous stop. So here you can see the difference. Litecoin paired against USD, massive volume, very high. Litecoin paired against Bitcoin, lower volume, so not very high. This tells me that investors are, and I'm talking serious or, well, pretty big investors, at least some individuals who have large amounts of money, that they are entering the market. And what they are doing is the following thing. These people are not trading Litecoin to get more Bitcoin. They only care about getting more dollars, USD. And so they will not buy Litecoin or any other alt with Bitcoin. They will actually buy it with USD. And that's what we see happening right now. And my point is that a potential, bear market for Bitcoin does not necessarily have to mean that alts will fall with it. In fact, I believe alts will declutch from Bitcoin by the end of this year or possibly by 2019. But I do not expect a massive bear market for Bitcoin. I expect a short-term dump back to the 618, which is currently sitting at, and I'm getting caught, thank you very much. Nope. At and this will be the final conclusion, 77.50. So that's the level we have to look out for. I'm gonna go on with my day. I have a lot of stuff to do. As you might have seen on Twitter, it's super awesome. I found a very, very, very nice office. Maybe I can quickly show it. It'd be very nice to show because I'm really proud of it. Like 5 years ago, I could never have imagined, being here, but this will be the office. It's a church, and this is what it looks on the inside. This will be my personal room, like to be at. Oh, this is nice. This is an overview of it. This is the entrance. Very nice. And this is the lower floor. We are not on the lower floor. The thing I like these are confession chairs. People used to confess here to the priest, and these are just incorporated into like the office. So if somebody is bad, you can put them in the confession chair and they can confess it to me. But these are the meeting rooms. Very nice table here. I like the art that's up there. More meeting rooms, like a boardroom. This will be our space. There will be people here working. And this is the overview. If you enter the church, if you come inside, this is the view. Very nice. And this is the top level. I'm not 100% sure if we are going to use this, but we just might. I don't know yet. So yeah, that's it. Please make sure to subscribe if you want to help me. I would really, really appreciate that. I'm trying to grow my YouTube. I'm launching a VC set soon. Also, if you are looking for a group to talk to other people, do some analysis together, have some fun, there's a link in the description. If you click it, you can join the group for free. So make sure to do that as well. So thanks for watching, and I wish you all a very, very profitable week. Thanks, guys.